Hey, what's going on everybody? I know it's been a minute, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this gameplay real quick. So it is very boring by all means necessary. I mean, look at it, it's nothing. I get one kill this game, but we still end up getting the win. The only interesting thing about this gameplay is, well, it's in a competitive duo mode game thingy. Anyways, yeah, so I want to go ahead and talk about how you guys can go ahead and get in that Covenant top 3% of Fortnite players to be able to go ahead and compete in tournaments like the Scallywag. I know the Blackheart is coming up this weekend, and guys, it is actually a lot easier than you think to get in the top 3%, whether it's solos or duos. These tips I'm about to give you will be life-changing and will help you guys get to that Covenant top 3%, and hopefully it'll help you guys maybe even survive the first day of the tournament. So the first thing I want to talk about is just overall and general skill and strategy. So obviously, in order to go ahead and get points, some skill will be needed, although I will say to get a lot of points, all you really need to go for is placements. The eliminations are only going to help you in after you're in the top 3%, when you're actually playing against pro players and stuff like that. Getting the elims and getting the points will actually help you get the prize money. But if you guys want to be able to say, oh, I'm in the top 3% of Fortnite, it really doesn't take that much skill. And by skill I mean aiming, shooting, and all that. But it will take quite a bit of strategy. As you guys see in this video, we are very careful about teams that we will push and teams that we will back away from. It all depends on how third partying's going. If two teams are in a battle, we're going to most likely take that fight and we're going to win it 9 times out of 10, just because, you know, they're taking damage, they're not expecting us to come in. But then also, we might be backing off from a third party if other teams start to get involved. If it's getting 4th or 5th partied, you know, we're going to dip with what we got. You know, we need to dip potato chip out of the way, because with the shields and the amount of health you guys have and playing for late game, it really makes a difference. So strategy wise, you really want to be able to know how to cone, how to box yourself in, and how to tunnel, especially late in end games, guys. Tunneling is very important. I also want to talk about strategy about rotations. For me, I like to rotate late. You see a lot of pros and a lot of people you see will go ahead and rotate early. You know, they try to get to the center of the zone and control it. If you're able to do that, that is great. You can get a lot of kills by doing that and a lot of stuff. But by trying to rotate early and get in the center of the zone, you are painting a big red target on you, and you are likely to get shot from every direction possible. So unless you're running into the middle of the zone towards a building that you are prepared to farm materials off of and create a huge tunneling system like they do in the pros, then it's best not to try and go in the middle of the zone. I recommend leaving late, rotating with the zone. That way you're not getting shot from behind. If you see someone run in front of you, it's an easy pump, or you can get easy clicks off on some people, especially those people that are rotating in the middle bit. You know, they don't want to get caught up in the storm, and they don't want to be like the last people rotating, and they don't want to be the first people rotating. Those guys are really easy to pick off if you're just rotating late. You know, free, easy shots, easy targets to hit, you know, and then they're easy to push too. If you can get a few headshots on them, bang, they're at 50 health. You know, you can push them easily with your SMG, hopefully beat that turbo building, get a kill, and even collect more materials. And now I like to play the low ground because, you know, I'm not burning as much material. Playing the low ground and tunneling is very good. You can get some very easy picks on people that are just dropping in from rotating using a, say like a launch pad or a rift to go or something like that. But if you are trying to play the high ground, which I do not recommend early on, you know, in like the 6th zone, it's because you're going to burn a lot more materials because people are constantly rifting, they're constantly launch padding, and they're going to be landing on your head, and it's going to make you burn a lot of materials because, you know, you're going to start building a 1x1 to keep it high ground like you should be doing. But then you're going to burn through materials a lot faster, and there's going to be people below you that you got to worry about, and it's just this whole chaotic thing. I'd imagine taking high ground, or I would say take high ground in the 7th, 8th, 9th zones, because player numbers are going to be out of the 30s into like the teens, maybe even single digits, you know, like 10 players left, then it's more manageable to keep the high ground, maintain the high ground, and get the picks off on the lower people. Like I said, that's just my preference. And the last thing I want to talk about is, and I know a lot of pro players are mad at this and stuff, but it's in the game. You know, Fortnite put in the game, I think they're fun, is use the hamster balls. It gives you free rotations, you know, especially for those of us lacking the skill and maybe the strategic ability. Maybe you haven't practiced your building, your coning, your tunneling, your 1x1s, all that stuff. And you're like, hey, I just want to be able to say I'm in the top 3% of Fortnite players. We can play for placements. Hop in a hamster ball, be prepared to move around and rotate and grapple and all that stuff. And it's fun. It's fun just being able to get the points and say, hey, like, this is where I'm at. And it's pretty cool. You know, bragging rights to your friends. And plus, even if you're, like, good at the game, you don't want to burn materials, the hamster ball is an easy way just to go ahead and free mobility. You can play late into the storm. You can outrun the storm. You know, really great stuff. You can play behind players the entire time, get easy picks. It really opens a wide range of mobility. It gives you that, like, it's really like a 300 shield ordeal going on. And so it's just easy rotations. You're not going to get shot much, except at the end game you're going to start to get shot, and the higher your points you get, you know, there's going to be more people left alive. So be willing to move, dodge into the storm, come right back out, do things that players aren't expecting. When they do break your ball, be ready to box yourself in a 1x1, turbo build a little bit, and you guys will be good. It is really easy to get in the top 3% now. To go ahead and get in surviving the other days, that's where your skills and eliminations and placements all come into play. I'm hoping to get in the top 3,000 this weekend. You know, we're just playing around. But, you know, your goal should just be top 3%, qualify for the tournaments, have fun in them, improve at the game, and yeah. Anyways, guys, if you did like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll talk to you later. Thanks.